Hey guys, it's Rose. We are just wrapping up story time. I'm just telling you guys some stories from my previous summers and springs that have good memories that make me laugh. Just letting you guys know that just a human, just a normal everyday girl, and also to lift the spirits from the past couple topics that we've had. So Monday we talked about barbecue nights at my house, late night walkings, gas station crazy nights, pranking and all that stuff. So today I kind of want to go off and talk about camping with my family. My family is we love to camp. We're very outdoorsy people, and we always bring friends or family with us, if they're available, and we go camping all the time. Like, even during school, we'd go off on a weekend once and just go and spend the night somewhere. Um, we used to sleep in tents. Now we're recently moving to trailers just because, you know, we're getting older. Um, One of the main reasons why I think we moved to a trailer, and this is a funny story, I barely remember it because I was 5, 6. What was it? I was a tiny child. Um, we were tent camping at Ocean Shores, and it was pouring down rain, and all of a sudden our tent started getting flooded, and we were sleeping on the ground, like no air mattress or anything. So we're suddenly soaking wet, tent getting flooded. So in the middle of the night, it was like 1 a.m. My dad walks out into the middle of the storm and starts digging a trench around our tent. Needless to say, in the morning, we weren't the happiest people, but makes me laugh thinking back on it. And we always bring it up in conversations. You know, who else can say that they had to dig a trench around their tent? So, um, yeah, there's this one campsite that we go to all the time, and we bring family or friends or whoever if they can. And me and my siblings, when we were younger, every time we went camping to this one campsite, we were allowed to bring a friend, and then we alternate. Like, I'd bring a friend one time we went, and then next time my little sister would bring a friend, and then my older sister would bring a friend, and so on and so forth. Um, and the place we camped at was in the middle of the woods, and it was free range cattle land, so there was always cows and deer and cougars and turkeys. Like, it was amazing. And the closest town was 3 miles away downhill, and the town was a town of like 50 people. It had one gas station, one general store, one bar. Recently, they have a fast food little thing, but that's it. And it was right next to a river, so the river we'd always go and swim in, and it was fun and hilarious. But nearest town, 3 miles away, downhill. And me and my friends and my sisters, during the summer, we'd have the amazing idea, because we'd get bored, of walking the 3 miles downhill to the general store at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun was blazing, just so that we could go and get some candy. So, yeah. But we'd have fun. Like, we'd find sticks, we'd play fight while we're walking down. You know, as we walked down, there were, I think there were like 3 houses, maybe. A creek bed that we'd fish in, and, just woods. And there was a cattle guard about halfway down, 1.5 miles down, that stopped the cows from going into town. They'd stay on the cattle range. And one of my friends one time had the fabulous idea, because you'd see the cows, they'd stick by the road. And they were usually in groups of 10, and they were having babies at this time. So my friend had the marvelous idea of mooing at them while running at them. And of course, the moms did not like that at all. So it turned into a race of who could get over the cattle guard the fastest as the cows chased us. She learned very quickly that cows don't like being mocked at. um, yeah, and then another day we were walking down, and we saw a praying mantis in the middle of the road, which was weird because praying mantises aren't native at that campsite. So I was like, why the hell is there a creepy looking bug in the ground? And it's just staring there with its little arms just staring up at us. We were like, it looks murderous. We ain't gonna fuck with it. Sorry. I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry. I just get so excited. Um, yeah, we go camping a lot. That's probably my favorite campsite, but Yeah. We'd go to the ocean a lot too, and one time we were at the ocean, and this is hilarious. We when we're at the ocean, the parents go off and party and drink and around the campfire, and us kids run around in the dark like we're camping. Have fun. One night it got close to midnight and we started hearing yells and we were like, what's going on? We tried to find something. There wasn't anyone there. The yells stopped. So we were like, oh, must have been just some drunks. We went to bed. Next morning we wake up, go out on the beach, and there is a car about half stuck in the sand, buried, and the water is just filling it as the tides come in. And we just stared there. We're just like, huh. I still have pictures because we walked out when the tide went out and looked around, made sure, that, there wasn't someone in it or anything. Yeah, no, someone just decided to drive their car into the ocean, I guess. So windows were unrolled, trunk was popped open, gas tank was open. There was like trash in it, which we took care of because environment, save it. But there was no one in it, and it was just waterlogged, just soaked. So that was fun. Then another time we were driving around town in the Ocean Shores area, and there was a limousine that this tow tractor was towing, and we stopped them and talked to them, and turned out this limousine was being pulled off the beach, and it was burnt, like fire. I think it was a white limousine originally, and I can only tell that because like the front portion was left unburnt, but it was like brown, like the fire like tore it apart. And the tow driver was like, "Yeah, I'm driving this to the junkyard. It was left on the beach." And I'm like, "Whose prom party? Whose wedding? Like that's you went a little too crazy." So many fond memories of camping and just like what we see and what happens and the craziness that ensues. My little sister one time, this is hilarious. My family is a family of people that we have so many accidents that just end up hurting ourselves. One time we were at a campsite and it was getting dark. As kids, we were younger. I think my little sister was 11, and we were playing tag, and we were with a couple. I was with my friend and her brother had a friend over, and we were all older. We didn't want to play with the little kids, My little sister at 11 years old, she was a little kid because I was older than her. So we were running from them, and my little sister got mad and tried to chase us, and she tripped on this hole that was in the pavement and broke her toe. But at the time, we didn't know it was broken, and she has a really high pain tolerance, so she was just like, ow, I hurt my toe. Week later, we're back home. She goes to the doctor's because she's like, my toe's still hurting. And he's like, yeah, you broke it. And we're just like, huh, all right. She laughs now. Another time, we were at this campsite with my aunt and uncle that they owned, what is it called, a timeshare or something on this campsite. So they got to spend a couple weeks a year there, something. I don't know. And there was this park part of the campsite where they had a really, really old seesaw. Really, really old. Like, it was made of wood on a log. Really old style. And my little sister was like, come on, Harley, let's go play. So I was like, okay. And every time she was down and I was up, she'd make like, I'm going to get off. I'm going to get off. I'm going to get off. Finally, I told her, I'm like, you threaten to get off one more time and I'm actually going to get off. And she's like, ha, 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 whatever. So she threatens to get off again. Next time I'm on the ground, you know what I did? Hopped right off. Laughing now. At the time, I felt really, really bad because she just went boom right down. But now we joke about it. And every time the post comes up on Facebook, Facebook memories, where it's like because like right before we went out on the seesaw, my sister posted on Facebook, seesaws are so much fun. Now whenever it pops up in memories, she reposts it and she's like, I remember this day and it was not fun. And I'm just like, I warned you. It's been, 10 years, 8 to 10 years since then. And she's still bitter about it. And I'm just like, I warned you. I had another thought and now I lost it because I was telling that story. Oh, there was this one campsite where they had this little trail, and the owners of this campsite were super nice and they loved kids. So they made this little trail through the woods that surrounded the campsite. And they posted little gnomes. They had little fairy houses and, just made it look super magical. Little kids love that stuff. Well, me and my sisters found out that if you took this, there was this one tree on part of the path that had this gnarly like root that just like looped over and kind of blocked your view. And we were like, oh, let's just explore. We loved climbing trees, so we ducked under the root, or in the case of my cousin, jumped over it, parkour. And we walked further in, and we were like, it's strangely like not dense. There's not like bushes or anything here. Like it looks like a trail. What's the point of this? Walked further, and hanging from a tree there was this rope swing. We had a blast when we discovered that because no one else in the campsite knew about it. So we'd go there and we'd try to like climb up it. My cousin would climb the tree and slide down it. Like, we had a lot of fun. Recently, it's gone under new ownership, and last time I checked, they got rid of the trail and the rope swing, so that's kind of disappointing, but you know, it's just, oh, it's so much fun going camping. Like, even if it's just my family going camping, it's so much fun because you forget about work and rushing around and cars and stress and all that stuff, and you just live in the moment, and you're outside, and you just want to be outside because you're free and you're camping and you just want to be with the nature and all that stuff. That's not to say like camping with friends isn't that much fun either. I love going camping with Marie and her family. Like, we have so much fun. We just run around. We spend more time talking. Like, you get closer because you don't. A lot of the times when we go camping, it started out as a rule and now it's just like something we do. You don't have your phone. Like, you leave your phone inside the trailer or inside the car. Like, you don't. What's the point of needing your phone for? You're there to enjoy the spot you're at. Like, now we only use our phone for like cameras because, pictures. Now that I actually have a real camera, I'm using my phone less, but I recently just got that, so yeah, you lovely see my macaroni and my cereal. College life! Oh yeah, guys, I am graduating soon, and I'm so excited. So if you guys have any ideas for decorating my graduation cap, send them in. I'm looking up ideas, and I cannot decide on what I want to do. This is the first time I actually get to decorate a graduation cap. My high school was super strict and wouldn't let us do that. So I'm super excited. I want to make it good. So send in requests, send in ideas. Hit me up at my Twitter, at Rose YouTubes. I'd love to hear from you guys. I think that's all for now. I'm kind of running out of stories, but because we're getting caught up, my memory's not the best. And I told you guys a whole bunch on Monday, but I'm hoping these put a smile on your face, made you laugh, even if it's just to laugh at me, bring your spirits up. On Friday, I'll kind of wrap up a little bit, talk about next week, see what I can do about getting someone on the show with me just to make it a little bit more, not just me. But we'll see. And until then, I am learning how to use the movie making app on my computer to clip videos together. So we'll see how that goes. But fingers crossed my computer doesn't hate me and blow up in my face because technology hates me. But until then, love you guys, keep blooming, and I'll see you guys on Friday.